Shalom, shalom. This video is about the Gospel of John chapter 13 verse 1 to 17. It's about Simon Peter Kefa's first of three prayers at the Passover Seder meal. Now the text is, now it was just before the feast of Passover. Yeshua knew that his hour had come to depart from this world to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them until the end. While the Seder meal was happening, the devil had already put in the heart of Judah from Kriot that he should hand over Yeshua. Maybe I should repeat here, you may know him as Judas Ishkariot. Ish in Hebrew means man. His name was Judah. Greek adds an S to names at the end. Judah, the man from Keriot, is called Judas Iscariot in the Greek translation, and that was often maintained or retained in our translations. Okay, Yeshua knew that the Father had given all things into his hand and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal and laid aside his outer garment, and taking a towel he wrapped it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin. He began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel wrapped around him. Then, when he came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Master, are you going to wash my feet?" Yeshua responded, "You don't know what I'm doing now, but you will understand after these things." Peter said to him, "You shall never wash my feet." Yeshua answered him, "If I don't wash you, you have no part in me." Simon Peter said to him, "Then, Master, then not only my feet, but also my hands and my head." Yeshua said to him, "He who has bathed has no need to wash except the feet. He is completely clean. And you are all clean, though not everyone." He knew who was betraying him. For this reason he said, "Not all of you are clean." So after he had washed their feet and put his robe back on and reclined again, he said to them, "Do you understand what I've done for you? You call me teacher and master, and rightly so, for I am. So if I, your master and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash each other's feet. I have given you an example you should do for each other what I have done for you. Amen, amen. I tell you, a servant isn't greater than his master, and the one who is sent, in other words, the disciple, isn't greater than the one who sent him. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them. Note, if you know them, you're not blessed. You are blessed if you know them and do them. Okay, Simon Peter Kefa's initial reaction to Yeshua's washing the disciples' feet was, "Master, are you going to wash my feet?" We are accustomed and expectant that our superiors will metaphorically wash our heads, not our feet, as Yeshua did. This is because people with authority over us lord over us with criticism. Whilst criticism can be positive and develop us to reach our full potential, it most often is negative or perceived negative. Negative feedback is also good though, because we learn from it what standards are not good enough for our superior's expectation. And that is far better than no feedback at all from a motivational point of view. This is because without criticism, we cannot judge whether we are doing good or bad. And not knowing how we're faring against the required standard is the first step in becoming motivated. If you don't have any feedback, you can only be demotivated. So yes, we do need to get our heads washed as well. But the washing of feet is also akin to being empowered to receive delegated authority, to be tasked for a purpose, and to be mandated to execute. When Yeshua washed his disciples' feet, he tasked them with their mission to take the gospel message to the whole world. In this light, Kefa, whom we know as Simon Peter, was asking Yeshua to equip him for his calling, and then his retort that Yeshua must never wash his feet comes from a sudden realization that Yeshua was going away, returning to God, as he said several times before, and leaving him alone to lead the disciples. This was a daunting task to carry the gospel good news to the nations, and he did not feel worthy of it. He much desired for Yeshua to stay and direct his steps. Yeshua, and this evening, even washed Judah from Keriot's feet, sending him on his way as well. All 11 of the good disciples took the message of salvation through Yeshua alone to the world and to the Gentiles, so that it is technically incorrect to refer to Paul as the disciple or apostle for the Gentiles, to the Gentiles, because the 11 went before him and they gave their lives for their mission. I suspect that this undeserved false title bestowed onto Paul prepositioned the church to be further deceived by twisting Paul's writings to serve the shifter's purposes. And that would include also to test and sift the wheat from the chaff within the church. The warning from 2 Peter 3, verse 15 and 16, that Paul's teaching is difficult to understand, was largely not heeded by the deceived church in our day. By washing his disciples' feet, Yeshua set them on holy ground to lead all people to him. Peter may have had a subconscious prompt of what that entails, and the daunting task stunned him into his feeble objections. As it should do for us as well, because if you're not scared by your calling, then it's probably not your whole calling. Shalom, shalom.